Hey everyone, it's me, the Otaku Fango, here to review episode 4 of Code Realize, Guardian of Rebirth. So, we got our train scene in this episode, and, it went pretty much exactly like the visual novel from what I can recall, but, let's just talk about this one little moment between Cardia and Lupin. Oh my goodness, so that was definitely never happened in the visual novel, so it's the day of the heist to go on the train, and, Cardia comes to his room, and she's like, I'm nervous and stuff, and he's like, oh, it's your first time doing this, you're always nervous, and they just had this calm little conversation, but then Lupin, he moves into her, it looks like he's about to, possibly make a move on her, but then the dog ruins it, and I'm just like, okay, sissy, thank you very much for ruining the moment, but, that stinks, but I'm just like, huh. Is he, I guess Lupin's already, fallen for her or something. I'm just like, wow, okay, that was quick. Or I just don't know. But, because for Lupin's strat, it seemed kind of like a gradual thing, even though he'd always be like, my princess and stuff. But it seemed like a gradual thing with Lupin in a way. But, anyway, but also, Cardia holding the dog, picking up Sissy. I'm just like, my corgi was incredibly heavy. How did you pick up that dog so easily? But anyway, so yeah, it's the day of the train heist, but before that, Cardia gets a new outfit, and I remember that happening in the visual novel. I'm just like, oh, it's not as great as the dress. I mean, I don't know, somehow in the anime, I liked it enough where I'm like, okay, it's nice, but in the visual novel, I was just kind of disappointed that she lost that pretty dress, but, whatever. It helps because now she's not gonna, trip over anything or, get snagged on anything, so we're all good. So yeah, with the heist, though, to get Phoenix, yeah, that goes not according to plan. It goes according to plan for the most part, until the end of it, when you realize Phoenix is one step ahead of everybody, because he's the one who sent out the notice that he would be on that train, so yeah, it was just kind of him trying to capture everybody, most likely, or mostly, his sister, Cardia, yeah. Also, I never noticed Phoenix had two different colored eyes in the visual novel, I'm not on spoilers, but, yeah, so, I never noticed that, and in the anime, it's very clear that he has that, and I'm like, well then, that kinda, yeah, but, yeah, so they go on the train, and Cardia's with Lupin, but we get to meet a new character, Sherlock Holmes, yes, his name is not Sherlock Holmes, it's Sherlock Holmes, yeah, and I basically call him he looks like Gakupo from Vocaloid, if he was put into a steampunk era, but anyway, yeah, he's the great detective who's supposed to have a mortal enemy, which is Lupin, of course, and yeah, so that's a thing, and that happened, and I'm like, well, alright then, that's exactly like the visual novel, even him holding his hand up at that one point, like, hey, look, it's that sprite, but anyway, but back with, Cardia and Phoenix, yeah, also, Impy's, helicopter thing, or 3 and whatever the freak that thing's called, that was a lot smaller than I actually thought it was, because in the visual novel, it looks pretty big, like on the picture that they show, and they show that thing, but no, and it's really, really small. I'm like, oh wow, that thing's way smaller than I thought it was. But anyway, so it all turns out that, yeah, none of this went according to plan. No, nothing went according to Keikaku. And so it ends up where they all, eventually escape, and Phoenix is like, oh, I'll see you again, dear sister, and yeah, and, the whole, it wasn't as, nice, I guess, at the end when, Lupin, is, reaching for Cardia and stuff, and, because that happened at night, in the visual novel, and this had happened, at sundown, and that scene just wasn't as pretty. Anyway, yeah, so I'm just kind of upset. It wasn't, this whole anime is just not as pretty as the visual novel. I've come to accept that fact, but it's still kind of annoying. But anyway, overall, it followed the visual novel like it was supposed to, but as for the next episode, I have no idea what they're gonna do, because I was watching the preview, and I'm like, I don't remember any of this happening, even though I have no idea what they're saying, but I don't see any scenes that I recognize, so I'm a little worried now. I'm just like, oh. But yeah, overall, this was a good episode. I quite enjoyed it. What'd you guys think of this episode? What do you think's gonna happen next? And I'll see you guys in whatever I review next. Bye!